Well, I'm here at the AIM convention this year as many years, to be a testimony that athletes can have longevity in the sport. They can go on and on and on, and they don't need to retire at an early age just because people say you should. Or they don't need to retire due to injury and illness and fatigue and burnout if they take the proper products, if they take good nutrition into their bodies. And they need to start at an early age. When I started back 25 years ago now, I was really looked at as one of the weirdos, I guess, if you will, because I was like a health nut. And many of the athletes just thought I was crazy. And I would take in things that would help my body reduce the acid, like the lactic acid, like Barley Life. At that time it was Barley Green. And doing things like that, I think, have helped me continue. I mean, to be in this sport for so many years, it's just, I'm here to show beginning athletes or athletes that are just starting out that you really need to take care of your body even when you're invincible. As at the younger age, you're invincible. But if you protect yourself and go on, then you have longevity in the sport, you have good performance, and you have afterwards, you have health. Sure, I've made many mistakes in my many years of doing this, 25 years. One of them, a big one, was the caffeine intake. As an athlete, you're consumed with performance, and in the beginning years of your athletic career, you're consumed with performance at the expense of health. And for me, what I would do, and I've done this many years, not now, but many years, taking caffeine in to help my workout, to stimulate my mind, to stimulate the muscles, get more endurance, and I would do that 3 days a week. And then I would also do that on competition days. And what was happening was I was just gradually killing my adrenal glands. I was gradually sucking the essence, or the kidney essence in Chinese medicine, the fire. I was gradually just depleting that until I got to an exhaustion phase. And now I realize that what you need to do is you need to build the core of your energy. And you build that by taking care of your body, and the Chinese call it the yin. And you need to the athletics is so yan, it's so hard drive, and you need to take care of that. And we call it in Western medicine recovery phase, but there's more. It's the nutrition that you put in has to be bringing that power back so that your whole balance becomes all energy, driven totally without stimulants. Steroids, in my opinion, are a killer. It'll kill your athletic career. It'll just kill you as a human being, and it might be a slow killer. In my sport, as an endurance athlete, we're seeing more the EPO, the performance enhancer that way, where they're building up their hemoglobin unnaturally. And I've found by taking Barley Life, I've built my hemoglobin to a level that equaled me training at altitude, and that's totally not with any injection of EPO or anything that's unnatural or killer to me. I think it's just erythropoietin. It's something our bodies make, and when you go to altitude, your body makes it. I think it's a hormone. I'm not sure, but it helps your body make red blood cells, and so when you have more of it, you're building more red blood cells. And all I know is that some of the athletes that have died in the cycling sports have injected. They get it from the veterinarians or wherever, and they inject it, and it helps build their blood, but at the expense of their life, really. So you can build your blood, but you can do it naturally, with the chlorophyll, the green. That's how I've done it. I went from 13.4 hemoglobin to 14.9. And that's very strong blood. And that was taking a lot of Barley Life. I think a bottle a week is what it was actually coming down to. But it proved to me that this stuff is powerful, and this stuff can do it naturally, like you mentioned, the steroids, without any enhancements that are unnatural to the body. I'm taking a lot of barley life, and I'm taking frame essentials right now because I have a little bit of lower back issue where I'm thinking, I need to put back some cartilage. I used it early on in my career for a knee injury that they said I needed surgery on, and it cured it. That and acupuncture, no surgery. And if I would have had surgery back then, this might have been 10, 12 years ago now, I really don't think I'd be still doing this because I think my knees would not be as stable. So taking that, I'm taking CellSpark 360 with the CoQ10. That helps my heart and my resting pulse be strong and slower. And also helps the endurance. It's a performance enhancement, just CoQ10 itself for endurance. And what else am I taking? Ready Beets, yes. Ready Beets and the just carrots and Ready Beets I do after. For some reason that just helps me put some carbs back in. I take the Barley Life during training, during racing. That's my sports drink. And I think with the Barley Life Extra, that's going to be a little bit sweeter. I might do that, but I just really like the taste, the Barley Life, so I'll probably just stay with that. And what else am I doing? Boy, I'm doing Cell Wellness Restore. That I'm doing in a squirt bottle. I have like a lotion. We do a massage. My husband does a massage to flush out the lactic acid at night. And we have that in a squirt bottle or in just a bottle. And I put lavender, some oil, some water, some jojoba oil or almond oil, water, some lavender drops, and then the Cell Wellness Restore. Yes, 61. I'm 43 right now, and I'll be 44 this year in 2005. And I'm competing against children, kids. I could be my child, 20-year-olds, and. Well, right now I'm in a, what are they calling it? Build my kidney essence phase where I'm on hiatus. And that's just for a couple weeks. Then I'll go back into heavy training, which I'm training for the 2008 Olympics. So heavy training for me would be 3 days a week, at least an hour and a half at night. And then in the morning I'll do 30 minutes. I'll do some weight training 3 days a week. I get in the pool. I do visualization and meditation, some stretching, and some speed workout, speed sessions a couple days a week. So it's training just like a runner. It's very intense, very acidic. I'm constantly exercising, and that has so many waste products that I really have taken a break so that I can get my body back to real alkaline and real energy and health. And now when I go back to it, I think I'm wiser, even more wise than I was, to really taking a lot of Barley Life, get it really alkaline during the training, right after the training, all through the day before my next training. So I'm really going to focus on that. I'm a vegetarian, so it becomes a little bit of a challenge for me. I love Marianne's. She has the tapes that I listened to a few years back on how the protein with the seeds and the nuts and stuff, and I've really gone that route as opposed to even the fish. I was a vegetarian ovo pecto or whatever they call it, with the fish and the eggs. I've gone away from that. I think the egg protein was too concentrated for me, and the fish, we got fish in a fish tank at home, and once we did that, that was it. So now I'm doing a lot of pumpkin seeds, a lot of sunflower seeds, of tofu, soy products. Well, for me, I'm not only vegetarian, but I'm hypoglycemic. I have to eat every couple hours, and if I don't do that, the Barley Life doesn't sustain me. I put it right on my tongue, and it's great for my cells, but for some reason my blood sugar can't hold it. I have to have every 2 hours. So sometimes I'll just eat some seeds, some nuts and pumpkin seeds until the next meal, which would be a salad or some soup. Whole grain breads, if I do any breads at all, it's all whole grain. Make sure of that. What else do I do? At night, Sometimes we do like vegetarian burgers, which are soy and beans. Black beans are in there. Some oats are in there, and walnuts and stuff like that. That's what I do. I'm training for the 20-kilometer walk, which my first first two Olympics were the 10-kilometer walk. So this is different. It's an endurance event. It takes an hour and a half to complete at the top speeds for women. And so it's at least an hour and a half of training just to get your body used to doing that and toughening your body up, training hard because that's what you race. You race fast, you have to train fast, and that's very unhealthy. What I teach is slow down and do it so that your body has a chance to recover and not be so acidic. Do exercise at a more sane level. But I have to do it. If I want to race fast, I have to train fast. My objective in rewriting my book was to update some information. As an athlete, I've learned so much, and I've gone through phases where one phase of my life I was into the zone diet because that was the thing to do. I mean, the athletes were having better endurance, and you'd hear the athletes say how they were going so much longer and burning so much extra fat so they could go longer with the zone diet or any of the 40-30-30 diets, high protein. And so I tried it. I thought, well, hey, they're athletes, and that was a mistake. That was too much protein. It was just really hard on my body. I think it dehydrated me more than anything. So I've learned some things along the way, and those are things that in my book I've updated. Ideas that I'm writing my mistakes, and I'm writing now where I'm at, so that people can see. And it's just from my perspective. For some people, that might be the way for them. But my perspective, what I've done, my mistakes, and then how I've come out of them to where I'm at now. Because I believe my mistakes are why I'm here successful now. Oh, if God wills us a family, that would be wonderful. Don and I would love to have twins right away, 2, and then be done with it. But whatever. And if for some reason that's not going to happen after the next Olympics, and I will be 44-ish, 45, then we'll probably adopt children.